and welcome to the inaugural episode of the Dad and Daughter Download. I'm the dad, Kevin Williams, and the better looking one is my daughter.
Hi, I am the daughter, Alex Williams.
And we are delighted that you're joining us for what we hope will be something on a weekly basis that you'll find entertaining. I won't say informative because I can't imagine we could be informative, but entertaining. And the whole concept here is the difference in how genders view things, but more importantly, the demographic. The fact that I'm an old senior citizen. And what do you consider?
I'm a millennial.
You're a millennial.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of similar views on things, but we have a lot of differences. And I'm just going to make you laugh a little bit right off the bat. This is obviously our first episode, and we're kind of going into this one blind. It's more to introduce you to what we're going to be doing on a weekly basis. But just trying to set this up, had we recorded that and played it back, Alex said it would have gone viral because I am a mess. And I mean with a capital M and an asterisk at the end when it comes to technology. And one of the things that inspired us to do this podcast is pretty much on a weekly basis. I ask Alex a question in which her frustration level, because she'll say, I've told you this 50 times. It could be about my phone, how to download something on the computer. It's absolutely unbelievable.
Instagram.
Yeah. I'm just having a lot of trouble grasping the world we are in. I thought I would be long gone before I'd have to worry about this stuff, but I guess I'm not. So I have to get somewhat comfortable with it because if not, she'll disown me. So,
it's not going anywhere. Now you have AI and robots. So
yeah. Oh, I'm telling you.
I won't. That's not another chapter I'm not exploring. So
yeah, good. All right. So if for those who are more familiar with Alex, so let me just say this. I live at the Jersey Shore in Beechwood, New Jersey, which is where I am recording this. Alex lives in New York City.
Battery Park, Manhattan.
Battery Park in a beautiful apartment building in which she can look. She's looking at the Statue of Liberty. And it is absolutely spectacular, especially during sunset. So we're pretty far away. I kind of wish she'd be home a lot more so I could ask these questions in front of her. But anyway, so where do we go from here? So tell us a little about yourself, because I've got friends or people that are watching that don't know really you.
Yeah. So we introduced before, I am Alex Williams. I am Kevin's only daughter. And I am coming up. My birthday is very quickly approaching. I'll be 34. I am a vice president of public relations at a PR agency here in the city. I've been here for 5 years. I think tomorrow is my 5th year anniversary, November 4th, whenever you're seeing this. And I work on a lot of different spirits brands. So planning events and activations at F1 and Coachella and US Open. So definitely have the communication side of the family. I inherited that luckily from my dad, and really being able to talk to people all day long is a passion of mine. So I have some hobbies. I love working out, trying new workout classes, running. I got really into last year when I ran the New York City Marathon, which I think we'll talk about in a bit. Reading, and then obviously in the summer, luckily for my parents, I'm home almost every weekend to go to the beach.
So you're going to be 34. You're single. You love to go out. You love trying new restaurants. I know that. That's one of your passions.
Yeah, I think that's the city like New York. You'll never be able to go everywhere that you want to try, but I think being able to at least have a list. And with my friends, like a monthly dinner club that we can go and check off somewhere new that none of us have ever been, Obviously, there's those places, those staples that we'll always go back to. But I think living in New York, being able to have so many amazing restaurants and businesses at your disposal is so amazing.
As for me, well, I'm 69. I am. I really hate when people say you're retired. I'm really more like unemployed. I did 43 years in the radio business and the sports business. I retired from that in December of 2023. I went to work for Jersey Mike Subs as an aide to Peter Cancro, the owner of the company. It was great for a year. I loved it. And then Peter went and sold the company for $8 billion. And that happened in January of this year. And I've been sort of looking to decide what my next chapter would be. I'd like to write one more chapter in my book. I don't know what it is. I've thought about a million things, but really haven't come up with anything. But this is something that, let's face it, for over 40 years, I talked on the radio. I do still to an extent. I do a segment on 92.7 WOBM on Friday mornings called The Hometown View. And this is sort of, I don't want to call it a takeoff because I have Alex with me and we're going to have a lot different views on things, but it's a chance to talk about things that are relevant, that you're interested in, and share them with an audience. And, we hope that the audience starts with one and kind of grows over the weeks. So that's kind of where we're at. So Alex, you kind of led me into the first thing. Sunday was the New York City Marathon. Beautiful day. Now,
Amazing.
you went to watch the marathon. You had people running in it. But last year, at that same time, you ran the New York City Marathon.
Correct. I had gone and seen it before. I think it's something that if you live in New York or if you live around here, you have to do it at least once. It truly is the best day in the city. So I remember going to watch and always saying like, oh, I want to do it. I want to do it. And scheduling and things got in the way. And finally, last year, I got a bib through Rally Cap Sports, which is an organization down at the Jersey Shore. And I got the opportunity to run the marathon, and it truly was the greatest experience. I had some FOMO yesterday. It was kind of double-edged sort of being a spectator and being able to enjoy it and not have to know that you put in 4 months of training, those 4 a.m. morning runs before work, but also seeing everyone and knowing the experience that they're going to have at the start of the day is something that you get a little jealous of. So I'm definitely itching to get back out there, whether it's Chicago or New York again next year. But I will say, I think it was 59,000 people ran this year.
Yeah.
More than last year. But it truly is. And you got to experience it last year. And I kept telling you guys, like, it is something you need to come and watch before you are not able to do it anymore. Because I think it's the one day of the year where no matter what is happening in the world, and the state of the world is a scary place, but everyone puts those differences aside and they come out and they just cheer for one another and support each other. And I think like the signs are hilarious and the music and the energy, it's actually like, it's insane. So I think being able to have that right here in my city and get to experience it is truly something I'll never take for granted.
And I will tell you, as one who witnessed it for the first time last year with you running, it was one of the best things I have ever witnessed. You get caught up in it, waiting at a certain point for you to come, but then seeing everyone else and everyone roots for everyone. I mean, there's no losers. I mean, I understand the professionals in the beginning, but it is just a great day. And
it is.
If you run Chicago next year, I'd like to go to Chicago to see you. But if you're back in New York, we'll certainly be back in New York. So let me segue right into that. So when you ran the marathon last year and when you run, you had headphones on.
Yeah.
You're listening. So what's on Alex Williams' playlist?
I can't say that I curate my own. I follow a lot of different content creators that are runners that have similar music tastes that I will just kind of plug into their playlist. And it's a little bit of everything. I will say last year, who was having a huge moment was Chappell Roan. And I think her music was the ultimate get through this type of it's just, she's pop, but she's so positive and it's a great beat. And I think being able to kind of have that kind of music put into your playlist. Obviously I have some rap in there, some Taylor Swift, of course. I think there's some ode to New York songs that you listen to because you're running through the different boroughs and whatnot. I know people that listen to podcasts. something I definitely could not do. But I think it truly is a little bit of everything. And it's the different music. I know people also that curate the playlist. So when they get to certain miles, it's different types of genres and things coming on. I am not that curated. Again, like I rely on other people to create the playlist for me and I kind of just like follow along. But I think music really is so important. I will say you'll also see people not listening to music and they're truly just letting the sounds of the city carry them and inspire them and get them through. I last year I definitely had my headphones a little bit lower than I normally would to be able to take in the sights of everything. But I think being able to follow people that have similar taste in music is super, super beneficial.
Now, as you know, when it comes to music, I don't even know what you call what I am. I'm not a
You're not as in tune with like what's going on.
No, I'm definitely not in tune. The first time I heard Chapel Roan, I thought it was a city in North Carolina. But so I'm back at the gym now, and I've got the earpieces in, and I'm listening to music. And for example, now I'm a product of the 60s and 70s, so I love that music. But I am a huge, don't ask me why, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young fan. So today, while I'm working out, I'm listening to Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young.
I'm shocked that you even know how to get that on. Like that's a huge step right there.
Yeah. My playlist hasn't been updated in about a year and a half, but I'll listen to different stuff. You know, I love disco music. It was in the 70s. That was really big. I love Donna Summer. So, but I'm not like you. I when I'm in the car, I listen to sports.
I know.
I rarely listen to music.
Oh, please. That was my childhood.
Yeah,
listening. I know I could say the fan, all the intros. Oh my God. That was like ingrained in my brain growing up.
I'm sorry. You survived it. You survived it. So Halloween has just passed. What's Halloween like in New York City? I know they have the big parade in Greenwich Village, and in Toms River, of course, they have the parade here. But what was it like for you, and especially where you live now? What was Halloween like?
I would say Halloween has become a little bit like Christmas, where it gets earlier and earlier. So people were dressed up and out the weekend before, Friday, Saturday, like different costumes. And I think it definitely is a big bar holiday. People go out. There's costume contests. You can kind of like pay for like a ticket to get in somewhere. But I will say people I follow on Instagram must have had 5 different costumes. They're just like, it's now the creativity and being able to do group costumes and whatnot. People get really into it. So even just walking around the city, you see people dressed up. Thursday, my office did a big thing where they did a costume contest and whatnot. So I think people in the city really love it and they try to get as much out of it as they can in terms of how many nights they can go out and dress up, whether it's at a bar or at a party. And the parade is something, it's amazing. So I've gotten to see it once. Definitely gets a little crowded, but I think being able to see the different people that come together and the floats and the different businesses and whatnot is super cool.
Now, of course, you know Halloween is one of my least favorite holidays of the year. I did like when the kids came trick-or-treating. I would say 95% of them were great. They didn't run on the grass. It was happy Halloween. Thank you. Have a nice day. It was great. And I love the kids dressed up. Although I'll be honest with you, and again, sign of my age, I couldn't tell you what half the costumes were. I would ask them, what are you? The big thing, I heard this K-pop.
K-pop Demon Hunters.
Oh, my goodness.
That's what a lot of younger kids have been. I saw it all over. I don't know what it is. I think it's a show. But that was...
I think it's a show on Netflix. Netflix, I think.
Yeah, that was the big costume this year. But it is funny being in a city because obviously you don't have houses. So a lot of the apartment buildings do like an apartment crawl. So I know my apartment building, I wasn't home, but if you were home, you could sign up and they handed that out. And then people knew with kids what apartments to go to that were going to be handing out candy. All of the businesses are open for trick-or-treating, which is super fun. So they'll get really creative with what they hand out. But it's definitely really different being in a city versus a neighborhood.
Well, now that Halloween is past, everything goes to Christmas. That's all will be exposed to Christmas.
Lights are up. It's insane. It really is insane.
You just go from one holiday to the next. So I asked you today because over the weekend, while on X, formerly Twitter, somebody posted and put, "Is this not the greatest music ever music video ever made. And it was Michael Jackson's Thriller video from 1983. That's 42 years ago. And I can't tell you the last time I had watched it. It was probably 30 years ago. And I watched it twice because I was so mesmerized. First of all, how far ahead of its time it was. You would have thought that was something that was done now. It was produced. It was a produced segment with Quincy Jones. I mean, but it was just amazing. First of all, he might have been the most talented entertainer of all time. Unbelievable. So and then of course I saw over the weekend that in the Halloween parade in New York, there was I think 100 people who did Thriller.
Yeah, like a flash dance kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, in the parade route. So did you see both?
I had to Google it after you told me. The big one that I saw in the parade was Miss Congeniality. Did you see that? They all dressed up like the different states and they did the dance. So that was what I was seeing on social media. But after we talked today and you were telling me, I went to watch both. And the music video, it was my first time probably watching the full thing. It's 13 minutes long. Yeah. It's like a mini movie. Yeah. And I agree. It is crazy to think about the different effects and the makeup and the dancing and all of that. Like, it definitely does not feel like something that was produced and put together over 40 years ago. Yeah. But when I hear this song, this is where my age is. Like, all I think about is 13 going on 30 when Jennifer Garner's at her party and she does the Thriller dance. Like, that's where my mind goes to right when I hear this song. I don't even associate it with the music video. But I'm glad I actually got to watch it because I hadn't. And it is crazy to see like the effects and whatnot, how ahead of the time they were.
What a talent. What a talent. Okay, one more thing. So we do share a passion for a few things. When it comes to sports, we're pretty much aligned.
Well, I had no choice. Well, I was raised the way I was raised, and if I rooted differently, I think it would have been a problem.
That's true to a certain point, yeah. So we like the Mets. We like the Rangers.
Yes.
You're not really into the Knicks that much.
I mean, with what they've been doing, and being back in the city, I think I'll get into it a little bit more this year. But I don't get upset if they don't play well.
Yeah, and I think the same goes with the Giants. Yeah. You really don't root for them. They're the local team for you, so fine. But we do have a passion, a strong passion for everything and anything associated with Penn State University. Now, the reasons are fairly obvious. You are a 2014 graduate. Your brother is a 2008 graduate. I was raised on Penn State football through my father's friendship with George Paterno, the brother of Joe Paterno. My father and George were in the Marines together during the Korea War. So I've always been a fan. And then when you two guys went there, well, it went to a different level. This is the most agonizing year we could have possibly suffered through to start the season ranked number 2 in the nation and to become the first team ever ranked that high to lose 5 games in a row, which is what happened after last weekend's blowout loss at Ohio State. We are really suffering.
I know. And I remember calling you when I saw the polls come out and you were kind of pissed. You were like, I wish we weren't that high because it's so much pressure and we don't know what we're going to be. Like, we should be good with the people we have coming back. Drew Aller was healthy at the time. We were feeling good, and look where we are now. And I think having that excitement, we bought all new gear. We went to a game. We booked the house to go to a game. We're like, we got to go this year. This is the year. And to be where we are now is kind of crazy. I don't think anyone really thought that would be where we are on November.
When we decided what game the whole family wanted to go to, including Brandon, your brother, my son, who's older than you, taking his 6-year-old son to his first ever Penn State game at Penn State, we certainly wanted to go to a game that we thought we were going to win. Easy. So we went to the Northwestern game. Penn State never loses to Northwestern.
Homecoming weekend,
beautiful day, good tail, everything, and we lost to Northwestern. Yeah. And I almost wasn't really that destroyed by it because by that time our season we thought it was over anyway. But it's been very rough. We're still searching for a new coach. I'm optimistic that they'll make a good choice, and maybe it'll take a year or two, but we'll become very relevant again pretty fast because I feel so cheated
I
this
know.
year because last year we talked football every weekend right up till the college football playoff. We won our first game. We won our second game. We were winning over Notre Dame in the semifinals, one quarter away from going to the championship game, and it kind of fell apart. And we never recovered from that.
No, it's really hard. But I think those more unexpected moments we didn't think we were going to make it that far last year. Same with the Mets. We were at the gate, we were riding high, and it was kind of too good to be true that two of our biggest teams had made it that far and had completely disappointing season this year.
Yeah. Well, when you're a sports fan, it's up and down. It's, that's just the way it is.
I know.
I know we'll have good things to root for. And we have Penn State wrestling, which is really good, and ice hockey, which is very good.
The hockey team has been fun.
Yeah.
They've been really, really fun.
So we're going to do this each week. We're going to have guests. Give us a couple of weeks to get our feet wet and adjust some things, and for me to figure out a few things, and for Alex to yell at me about what I'm doing wrong. And we hope you will join us. We're not going to get real serious here. You're not going to get political debates here. You're not going to get religion. We're not going to talk about ice. We're going to try and be light and airy, and I'll find out what's going on in Alex's life. Each week, she'll sort of find out what's going on in my boring life. And that's pretty much what we're doing. We hope you'll just join us for a fun segment each and every week.
And I think what'll be good to talk about next is your trip to Vegas. I'm excited to hear about that. So.
Yes. Yeah, we are getting ready. My wife, Jane, and I are getting ready to go to Vegas. I have not been there in 45 years. I'm guessing it's a little bit different.
Oh, I mean, I've been there for the past 5 years.
Yeah, I know.
This will be the first year I'm not there for F1, which is coming up in a few weeks. But it's a great city. I mean, people have different thoughts on it. It's not for everyone. It depends what occasion you're going for, but you guys are going to have a blast. And I haven't done the Sphere yet, so that's going to be really cool.
Yeah, we're only going for a few days, and we're going to go to see the Wizard of Oz at the Sphere, which is supposed to be amazing. You've been there before, right?
I haven't done the Sphere. Brandon.
Oh, Brandon was there.
Grateful Dead, I think.
Grateful Dead concert. But it's supposed to be really cool. And yes, I will give you a little report on that. But want to thank you, not necessarily you, but anyone who might be watching this. And please tell your friends, support us. We're working with some people who are potential sponsors, people that I know, businesses that I'd love to talk about because I'm a big supporter of theirs. So hopefully we'll be able to do this because without any viewers and any sponsors, we ain't going to be around very long. But I don't expect that to happen.
I think it's going to be fun. It's
going to be fun.
And shameless plug, follow us all on Instagram because that's what we'll kind of be posting snippets and whatnot. So at the Dad and Daughter Download on Instagram. And from there, we'll show you where you can get this podcast each week.
Sounds good. Thanks, Alex. Thanks to our producer, Steve, who somehow is able to get us on, which I don't never understand. And we hope to see you next week. Thanks for watching and listening to the Dad and Daughter Download. Bye, everyone.
Bye.